Bow chicky bow bow. Bow chicky bow bow. Bow chicky bow 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 bow. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
Today we are going to start off with Shogun. FX Shogun, available for streaming on Hulu. We are going to discuss the finale and the entire first season, which is likely the last season. All 10 episodes. Full spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Here we go. Let me go first.
Okay.
I must make an apology. Last time my predictions were less than 50% correct. But I was still very, very, very surprised by the ending. You know, it almost felt like I should have expected it to happen this way. What's up, ZZ? Big shout out to ZZ and Scott Walker and Uichan Hong, our most loyal subscribers. Big shout out to Kayla Marie as well. Big shout out to Russian ID. I can't read it, but you participated on our live stream. Thank you so much. Hold up. Sorry, I'm sorry. We accept your apology. Thank you, Zezzy. That's so sweet of you. But anyway, I want to say this before I forget. This season, the last finale episode had so many poetic scenes. 2 scenes for me. And it just makes the whole season for me. First is Yabushige's Seppuku. You know, Yabushige and Toranaga, have that classic conversation between a dead man and the victor, which we've seen in other movies before. But what made that scene for me was Yabushige's smile. He looks at Toranaga and does this very bizarre smile, right? And for me, that reminded me of the Watchmen's comedian.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Let me say this.
Yeah, it is similar.
You know what that is? Yabushige understands the joke. Because he gets it. And the show finale, I think, did a really poetic job of kind of hinting at that, but not really giving an answer. And we've been building up to Toranaga that way. Yeah. You know, because you and I, we talked about how there will be no low he won't stoop to. And you remember in last cast, we said that we never got to get into his mind. Yeah. But we finally do. But the beauty was, it wasn't 100%. Because Yabushige finally says, oh, so your secret heart is just like everybody. But Toranaga doesn't answer that question. He just smiles and say, all right, time to die.
And why waste this truth on a dead man?
Exactly. And that's number 1. That was like the summing up of the whole season. And number 2 for me was the beginning of the episode. It was so poetic because sad ending. Well, I don't think it's actually sad, Zizzy. I think it's bittersweet, or it's either bittersweet or darkly poetic, like our title suggests.
It would be sad if everybody died, like Toranaga and everybody. They lost to Ishido and they all die. Just like season 1 of Game of Thrones, like Ned Stark getting executed. If
you want to say that, I want to say this. And there's a bonus scene that I love. Let me get that bonus scene out of the way because Desi asked that question. It's not sad because you know how Blackthorne and Buntaro make friendship? You know what that symbolizes? That for me reminded me of first season of Wire when Bodhi says we're all pawns, aren't we? It's 2 pawns who have lost everything. Both of them lost everything, by the way.
That's right.
Finally having an understanding of each other. It's like the weaker version of Marlo and Avon Boxer say, you the boss? Yeah, I'm the boss. It's like when the pawns are like, yeah, life is fucked up, but what can we do, yeah?
We ain't shit.
Guys, you have to understand this. Mariko has been hinting at this for years. For the whole season. There can be victory with death. There can be victory at lost. What Buntaro and Blackthorne represent is sort of their stoicism, their nobility in loss. They are a pawn to Toranaga's game. But yet, they are willing to say, hey, what's up? Let's go take out the boat and live hard for the day. And that's what Mariko has been telling us for the whole time. Yeah, she's a pawn in a game, but like the same reason why we respect Bodhi in The Wire. Yes, you were a pawn, but you lived your life the way you tried to not compromise as much as possible. You did compromise, yes. But you chose your death. You remember Bodhi goes out shooting? I'm not gonna end up in a roadhouse. Boom, boom, boom. We know he's powerless, but he still fights against it. It's like Buntaro and Blackthorne. Hey, I love Buntaro is he's in a worse situation than Blackthorne. I had to kill my dad. I lost my wife who hated me. And then, like, fuck. But you know what? Fuck that. Life is life. And there's a sort of a victory in that. Just like in Watchmen. The comedian gets the joke. Hey, you think you're fucking badass and you're going to nuke the whole world? But fuck you. I know you. So Yabushige smiling out. Toranaga's like, fuck you. I saw a peek of who you really are.
And now I'm satisfied with that. That's enough. And then I love how he stabbed himself.
Yeah. So
It's
quick.
just so sudden.
Yeah. It's basically, they should have been a subtitle that says "fuck it" in Japanese. Fokiti. And they're like
Fukuito.
Yeah, Fukuito. He gets it. Oh, and so back to my original favorite scene before I let you talk, Wonjin, is and all of this comes together because of the first scene is when Blackthorne is old, quote unquote. We don't know whether it's a dream or not, right? But I assume it's a dream.
Oh yeah, there was a flash forward.
But is it a flash forward though? Because he's holding Mariko's.
Oh, that's a good point because he threw that away.
Exactly. But the show intentionally leaves that ambiguous.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that phrase. Like my life flashed before my eyes. So he was living like
Yeah.
In your words, he we're not exactly sure if it's real or not, but it's like he was getting a flash of this like alternative future or something.
Yeah, I thought he was just imagining this future. Yeah, that's possible, Zezzy. But the reason why that's important is because remember Taiko's line. Before he died, he said, "Oh, what is life but a dream within a dream?" And it was a showing of that theme directly.
Oh, that's true.
So remember during the finale,
I forgot about what Taiko said.
Yeah,
that's
so,
right.
But Taiko represents Toranaga in a way too. Because you would think that the most powerful person will go out banging saying, I fucked up like a North Korean dictator. I shot nukes. I did everything I could. I lived a happy life and go. But no, Taiko says, what is life but a dream within a dream? And that kind of goes back to Toranaga's own serenity about his power grab. Because so Yabushige was half right. Because remember, like, if you win, you can write history as you want. But Toranaga doesn't seem to... He's like kind of Marcus Aurelius. Like, do I enjoy this power? It's really, really ambiguous on whether he does it like in a way where we imagine Hitler or Stalin did it. So that dream scene was especially touching. I'm sorry to drone on, Wonjin, but I'll give it to you.
Zezzy makes an interesting point. He says he threw that cross away in a desperate attempt to change his future.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism like that. But the reason why that dream scene worked is because I thought that was a build up to Blackthorne's own seppuku scene. He's like, fuck it, right? I
think at that point he finally understands what Mariko had been saying.
It's a tribute to that.
Yeah, life and death, there is no difference. And
you said it last time about the Korean saying attributed to General Lee Sun-shin, where if you give up, if you seek death,
life,
you'll get life.
Die.
Yeah, if you seek life, you'll get death. So there's that whole Asian theme. And again, this last episode permeates so heavily with Buddhist theme, because dream within a dream. I think Wonjin, you already know this, but in Korea there's a novel called The Nine Cloud Dream, Kunmong. I mean, it's a Buddhist theme, a theme about whether life is a dream, what is real. We go to the next life, and so on. So there's this incredible poetics to it. But anyway, like, I wanted to say that before I forget them, because those fucking scenes are amazing. But I would say this though. I was curious on your opinion, Wonjin, because you watched the 80s show, and last time you already told me that they weren't going to be a battle scene. I kind of still wish the battle scene though.
Yeah. I was secretly hoping for it, but they did have that glimpse of the battle, Sekigara. Like the moment he mentioned Sekigara to Yabushige, we see that big field with all those soldiers and everything. So I think that's the best they could do.
Do you think it's a budget reason, or do you think it was?
I guess, and also I think it's maybe towards the end of the series, the writers probably thought it was unnecessary.
You think
because after watching the whole season, I kind of understand the color of this show. It's not supposed to be like a spectacle. It's like you said, we called it a darkly poetic show. It is very dark and poetic, and I think the show works better when it's more serene, rather than having all those fights and
no. But I would say this though, I did wish we got to see more of Toranaga's dirty side though, because you and I, we both know history, right? When it ended with him, "Bitter boss music, Shogun," I was like, it's so funny how they don't show that you are responsible for Ochiba in this series. Hideyoshi's descendants later, you know, and I did wish they showed kind of more of that.
And I also wish, if we go that way, I kind of secretly hope that it was Toranaga who got Mariko killed. That's what I kind of wished.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I think I understand where you're coming from. But one of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones is when Tywin is in the bathroom taking a shit. No, because you know what was so awesome about it? It was fucking dirty and filthy at the same time, though. It
for someone who was up until that point who had been so prestigious.
Yeah.
And then he was lying in bed with a whore.
Yeah. No, but one great thing about Tywin was he never apologized for it at all, even during his death. When he gets shot, he's like, "You're not my son, bitch." So, because here, I did feel like they were trying to make Toranaga look awesome, because I want to mention, remember how Taiko, there was this flashback of Taiko kind of coveting Ochiba because she's young. Let's have sex, little girl. Like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's kind of unfair to Hideyoshi, because in history, Hideyoshi is pretty awesome in his own right. So I did feel like, knowing, like, especially I think you'll agree, knowing that part of history in Japan, I did feel like they were trying to make Tokugawa Ieyasu looks fucking awesome, you know?
I mean, they could have had that battle, the Sekigara battle, and I think with a little bit of creativity, they could have made it very dramatic. For example, just like in the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones, you know, Toranaga is corner, and then Lady Ochiba, she finally like withdraws her army, and then tables turn.
Yeah,
they could have done that, but I think that would have it would probably make the budget skyrocket. The budget just for that scene would probably be worth like the budget they spent on the entire show.
Yeah, I agree, and I did feel like they were trying to make this, like, this one season a thematically complete, because we've been building up to this finale, remember, because what's her name, Blackthorne's wife consort, I forget.
Fujiko.
Yeah, Fujiko, because almost every character's arc is complete in the last one. Maybe the weakest is Buntaro, because I feel like he is just our stereotype of a noble samurai who stands stoic even among difficulty. Fujiko, I felt, was complete because that scene with him and Blackthorne, where Blackthorne says, "I don't allow you to leave," because he's lonely, but she stands up and says, "No, I'll be a nun." And remember what Mariko said about Fujiko, like, she thinks her father died nobly, but her father died a coward. Yet these people who are fed lies and who live in a world that they are finally beyond their control, because wind masters like Toranaga decides everything, yet they still contain their integrity. You know, that's why that scene with the boat and them dumping the water, and it's just it's a very Japanese theme of just nobility in lost, a small victory within lost. You think it wasn't dramatic enough? You want to answer that, or
what was dramatic enough?
The whole ending? Are you talking about the whole ending, Zenzi? But I did wish it was 20 minutes longer though, and like some storylines I felt was stronger than others.
I mean, I think it was better than the ending of the original, because remember, the original 80s show, it ends with like a narration.
Oh.
You know, there's no talk between Toranaga and Yabushige in such an intimate setup, just like what we saw in this finale. So
Jin said it wasn't romantic enough. Let me answer that though. Jin, I think you're gonna agree with me.
Oh, you mean the battle thing?
I think the ending, like, you know why it kind of, you and I as Asian audience is kind of disappointed, because you and I, we're very similar with this art of war theme. We're winning without winning, right? And you and I, we've seen this 1,000 times in our own novels and fictions. So it's not new to us at all. Like where Toranaga's like, yes, I played this 3D chess. And 장기를 뭐라 그러지? What's that in English?
Chinese chess.
Yeah, Chinese chess, and I won without winning. That's like Sun Tzu's Art of War. And the problem with that is, me and Wojin, we've seen that 1,000 times in different shows. I was kind of expecting a sort of Game of Thrones. Remember that was it season 3 or 4, that wall invasion of the North, the wildlings?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. And I would say this, though, because the show kind of tricked me, because they already showed us the cannon effect.
Yeah.
And the bloodiness.
Yeah, that's right.
So actually, I would have wanted to see Sekigahara, because I knew they weren't going to show us the siege of Osaka. By like episode 9, how the story is progressing.
Yeah.
The siege of Osaka is, for you guys who don't know history, is after Toranaga takes power, it takes a couple of years for him to actually
consolidate all the power.
Yeah, consolidate power and kill Hideyoshi's son and the Ochiba wife. Oh, and in real life, I think I was confused.
I think his name was Toyotomi Hideyori.
No, but not just that, but Ochiba is not Oda Nobunaga's daughter in real life. She's his niece. And I think the show, she's his daughter, right? That's fiction. She's a niece, but she still comes from a powerful family. So that I knew that wasn't going to happen, but overall, still, I felt like Blackthorne was vindicated by finale, because I thought, he's in a world he can't control in a world, and I thought the richness of the theme was great, because it was up to interpretation for us to whether he stood up on its own. And
I like how the story digressed from the original one in the sense that it focused more on the Japanese element rather than the Portuguese element of the original show. Like I said, in the original 80s show, the Portuguese, the Jesuits and the Black Ship, they're portrayed as like villains. And in the original show, what's his name? That another navigator guy?
Yeah.
The one with the potty mouth?
The Spanish guy.
Yeah, the Spanish guy. He attempts at like assassination of Blackthorne, and he fails. But they don't have that here at all. They focus solely on the Japanese, this political, this intrigue thing.
Oh, what's up, Skywalker? Hi, guys. How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm very... No worries. Yeah, get that McDonald's, man. And get that steak for Red, too. Yeah, I love it when I love feeding dogs meat. They love that stuff. Good for their bones. No, but I would say this, though. It's been a great journey. It was very bold. And I do... Up to episode 9, I would have agreed with you about the Japanese... aspect of it, the authenticity, because remember that's how we talked last time, right? But now that we're at the finale, I did feel like maybe they could have added a little bit more westernness to it to balance it out a little, because I did feel like the Japanese looked all awesome by the end. And I mean, I'm not speaking as a Korean, okay? I'm just speaking as like an audience. I did feel like just a little bit of more intrigue and dirtiness might have worked, like more realistic. That's why I mentioned how Toranaga's other side he kind of went out as a hero. No, I mean I've been feeding red steak as his favorite treat and one of his favorite dinners to have when he's been a very good dog and a very good boy. Oh yeah.
I think a show that portrayed what I want from one of these like Japanese like historical dramas perfectly was, I think it was The Last Samurai, because it has all those elements. It has the political intrigue. It has this assassination attempts. It has this like a foreigner in a foreign land. It also has towards the end that crazy action scene. And we also get to see Tom Cruise eventually learning how to use the sword. And it comes in pretty handy when he himself is in danger.
Yeah.
And
you know, I bet the show creators did like mull over whether to go Hollywood or not, though, right? Because you and we were talking about this, our desire for that Hollywood ending, right? And they kind of, I guess they kind of flipped that at the end, because you and I were waiting for that Hollywood ending. And if I'm being honest, I don't know how to feel about that, though. Maybe if they went to Hollywood, this show wouldn't have, resonated with a lot of audiences because they've seen it before.
It would be a different show.
Yeah.
Because the original Shogun also, I mean, yes, it's a little different from this new interpretation of it, but it's far from being completely Hollywood.
Hey, Wenjin, you know what? I wish... Why don't they do this marketing where they trick us that it's the finale, and then by the end, suddenly there's this bonus episode, episode 11, and then Battle of Sekiha is really going to happen. Why can't they lie to us? Sometimes I wish... They don't do those like trailers for finale, and they kind of trick us in saying that was actually not the finale. We're gonna give you one more, and
it's gonna drive us crazy.
Yeah, this was one of those things that I really wished I wanted.
We'll be like, holy shit!
Oh, Skywalker! Yeah, we're gonna talk about Scream 6 right after this.
I watched Scream 6 Skywalker. Yes.
So shall we give a number grade?
Oh, but before we finish, I also gotta mention the scene where Blackthorne attempts seppuku when he tries to kill himself. That also reminded me a lot of the Last Samurai, where Tom Cruise is facing the Emperor, and when his demands are not met, he suggests that he commit suicide in front of him, just to make his point. So that's like the point where he kind of understands their culture from that point on.
I would say this though, seppuku was kind of overplayed here. I feel like I would say this. Hey, for the record, guys, history buffs, Japanese were not seppuku crazy motherfuckers. Okay, it happened very rarely. And then like Hiramoto's one in episode 8 was really great, like thematically, but when I don't know, man. When Blackthorne did it, I was like, "You're not gonna do it, bitch! I know you ain't gonna die." And
but I think it was the overall tone of that scene.
You think so?
Yeah, because we get this feeling that after Mariko's death, he's not the same. He kind of lost grip. I think somewhere deep inside, he actually wanted it to happen, and he was hoping that what's his name, Toranaga, would let him do it.
Yeah.
Because I think I kind of felt that he was gonna do it.
Oh, that reminds me also of Watchmen's Rorschach. Getting ready to die.
Yeah.
He was ready to die. I'm not going to live with this world. And here, that's a great interpretation. But for me, by that time, I was already thinking like, the history buff in me was like, come on, guys, like Japanese weren't like we said death cult as a joke last time, but they weren't really always like seppuku was not an easy decision to make, guys. It's kind of like don't think that they were always ready to do it. It was a very hard decision for the lords to demand it and for the subordinate to actually do it. But I did feel like it went a lot crazy by that time.
You know, like how later on it's revealed that Toranaga was just testing him.
Yeah.
Which also still makes him a pawn.
Oh, now that you said that, it's one of the great lines between him and Yabushige was, I keep him not because he's important, because he amuses me.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah.
He's my little clown.
Yeah. That's actually historically accurate because there are a lot of like historical figures in different times where, the emperor or the king has a subject that is seemingly useless, but like they keep for some reason. And
I mean, he makes me forget how serious life is sometimes. I think it's good for my mental health.
Yeah. So that was very interesting. So anyway, number grade. How about you go first this time, Wonjin?
In total, I would give the show. Oh man, it was good. I would give it. I think I could give it a 9. Or maybe 8.5, but I think I'm feeling generous. I will give it a 9. The reason why I give it a 9 is because I think I'm willing to see it again. And I'm pretty sure if I watch this show again, I will discover like subtle details I did not catch at first. Because I can see that there's a lot of detail here.
Oh, Zezzy gives it 8.5.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth. I mean, I'm not like 100% happy with the.
Don't worry, Walker. We'll talk about it in the next one.
With the last episode, but I mean, I expected how it was gonna end because I know the original show. So if I compare with the original show, I mean, I thought it was a bad idea to reboot this thing because the original 1980s show, I was so entertained by it.
It was so iconic.
Yeah, I watched it in the 90s, and yet, despite it being an 80s show, it was so entertaining. It was so well executed. It was so well made. It was a great show. So I was thinking, okay, why would you want to reboot this now? But then after having seen all the show, it's good.
Because of this.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is global. Hey,
money.
I give it a 9. Before I watched the finale, I was going to give it a 9.5. But I give it a 9 because you know how Wonjin, I think you'll agree. Like Game of Thrones season 1, a 8. 2, a 8 or 8.5. 3, 9. 4. What the fuck?
Holy shit.
10, baby. 11, bitch. 11, bitch. So here I did feel like there were so many smart decisions in the season. I'll give that. But maybe if it was a longer project, they could have even made it even more intricate. Like intricate. You know what I mean? Because I did feel like episode 10 were trying to conclude it in, like trying to end the book. Kind of like Doom Part 2, where, you know, suddenly 30 minutes before the ending, Paul becomes Kazahidara.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get this going.
Yeah, let's press the zoom button. That was fucking awesome. I did feel a little bit like that. I did feel like they could have. So the landing was soft, but it wasn't like beautiful. The landing was kind of like, choo choo. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. So I would give it a 9. And yeah, I liked it, but I felt something was missing. Don't know exactly what, but something. Yeah, I mean, I did like Zezzy. You bring up a good feeling that I felt. But if I pinpointed, like some characters and some themes weren't fully like discussed too, and I did feel like they were very efficient with showing the character sides though.
Yeah, I like how all these different characters get their arc.
Yeah, I even like the nephew's arc, like him, like because I love how the nephew and Yabushige and Toranaga, like Taiwan would like them because like they understand the game. You know, they're not complaining. Like even Yabushige's nephew, I did not feel like.
What was his name? Umi.
Yeah, I did not feel like he betrayed his uncle at all. You know, he played the game, and he chose a side, and he was as honorable as he can in that. Because Yabushige's dialogue with Toranaga was very interesting because there was a lot of you know how you can be really lying through your teeth but honest at the same time. Like, because I felt like Yabushige saying, "I wish I could be killed by dogs," and there was a lot of. Not double speak, but triple speak. Like, fuck you. But
I'd rather do this. I'd rather do that.
No, let me say it this way. Fuck you, but I'm sorry. Sorry, but I'm fuck you. And then they were like, Toranaga's like, no, fuck you. Anjun, no. There were a lot of like these quadruple meanings. Like, fuck you, but not fuck you. You know I love you. Fuck you. And then Toranaga's like, fuck you, but I respect you. Fuck you. Yeah, he's just Joe. Yeah. So 9. So 9.
Yeah, we can give it a 9.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a 9. This is arguably, as Asians, I would say this is one of the most like closest thing I have seen to like almost a seamless melding of Asian and Western themes in one show.
Yeah,
I would say that because a lot of Asian themes are Korean themes too, guys. It's not like we really like, we're not as different as we like to pretend sometimes.
And compared to the 80s show, this show is so much more artistic.
Oh.
Even the earthquake.
Oh.
Because, from the 80s, like you said, the money.
Yeah.
The budget, back then I'm pretty sure it was a huge budget because it was all done on location.
Yeah.
But compared to the 80s, it's so much more beautifully shot. There are all these artistic shots everywhere.
Oh, not just... Hey, before I forget, the fucking set design and the costume.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That was fucking beautiful. That was beautiful. And by the way, guys, the Japanese they were speaking, me and Wendy, we understand some Japanese word. That's some like ancient, like medieval Japanese. They were basically saying, "Thou art no fucking Toranaga. Thou art no Shogun, bitch." Like Shakespeare shit.
It's the kind of like the Japanese they would use in
Like books,
shows.
like books.
The same thing happens with Korean shows, by the way. If you watch like Korean TV shows based on like Joseon Dynasty and everything, they're gonna use like different form of speaking.
Yeah.
아니 이게 뭐라 무슨 일인가?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we don't talk like that
very
anymore. So they were using Asian Japanese basically because some of the words I think they're new words today that they are using back then. Unless they're Japanese and they pretend Koreans don't. It's ZZ. But anyway, guys, that's our point for Show FX's Shogun. A fucking bomber, 9 points, baby. If you love history, if you love a good political scheming drama, go watch the show if you haven't yet. So the whole setup and light and scenes were literally on point. Fuck yeah.
And since ZZ brought that up, before we finish, I think my favorite scene of the whole show would be like the scene where Mariko tries to leave the Osaka castle and the guards don't let them pass. So she orders her samurai, please kill them. And like the action scene from there, they're all very static if you think about it. They're all just standing there. And all these action sequences happen with minimal movement. Yet it is so tense and intense and very, very effective in a way on delivering us the tension. Yeah, so I love the way things were shot. Instead of going all crazy, like rah, like all shouting and everything. No, it was all minimal, and I love that.
Yeah, that made me wish there was an open scene too. That's why. You know how because now that you brought that up, you know how in season 7 when Drogon spits fire, the open field becomes a terror zone because you realize that
That's right.
because the scene you mentioned is intentionally in a tight space.
Yeah, it's confined by walls.
Yeah, but depending on how you actually film it, remember, like even an open scene can feel dangerous to us because you realize that
there's no place to hide.
Yeah, you're all meat, basically. So I did feel like that's why you mentioned it. The battle of Sekigahara should have been there. I felt like at least like a 15-minute scene where we see like the lords leaving. That's not how it really happened because political machination happened before that battle mostly. But I would have like enjoyed that a lot. But anyway, guys. Oh, Scott Walker, let's talk about that because we're gonna talk about Scream 6 now. Guys, again, thank you so much. JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives this show a fucking 9, baby. Go watch this shit. We're going to take a 3-minute break, guys. If you like our stuff, please press like, reply, and subscribe. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I was Joe.
I was one Jin.
We'll be back in 3 minutes with Scream 6 for Scott Walker.
See you soon.
Walker to the Scott to the Walker, baby. Fuck yeah. Hey, turn off the fucking camera already. I need my 3-minute break, bitch. This is slave. I've been trapped here by Wonjin, guys. Wonjin is actually... I have a fucking shackle on my ankle.
Please kill him.
This is the eyes. I've been trapped here, guys. Call 911.
Finish him.
Yeah. I've been trapped here forever. He let me out from a dungeon. He gave me Doritos, and then it's the same plate that I shit on. I'm trapped here.